Hi everybody, I'm back again with a special video. This video is to celebrate the Commodore 64 and its 40th birthday. I was 4 years of age when this computer was released, so I thought it would be great to show you all what games I played back in the day on this mighty system. So let's take a look. First up, we got Beachhead, released in 1983. This was an early game for the Commodore 64, and this is also one of the first games I ever played on the system, and it's a great game. Your goal in this is to get to the dictator at the end of the game, and you've got different scenarios and gameplay throughout, which I capture most of them in this clip. I am not going to show you the dictator itself at the end with his big gun because I'll spoil it, but the best part of the game for me was the tank level. Pit Stop 2. This was released in 1984, and this is a great racing game and one of my favourites on the Commodore 64, and this was also another early game I played back in the day. What can I say about this one? It's got great speed, great handling. You gotta look after your tyres, so make sure you don't rub into the curb too much. And as you can see from the clip as well, you've got your own pit stops where you gotta control your mechanic and your fuel guy at the same time and get that pit stop done as quick as possible. Great game, even better in 2 players. Wonder Boy, released in 1987. Now this game just shows how an arcade port works on a Commodore 64. This is a great game. Great playability, great movement, graphics are superb, and I love the music too. I remember getting this one on the Hit Squad label, which was the budget version. But what else can I say? I still own the game today, and I still play it as much as I can. Ikari Warriors, 1988. This is a great game. Great arcade port, even better in 2 players. Make it a little bit easier because 1 player is quite difficult. What else can I say? It got great music. I love the intro, which I just showed you as well. This is a definite must play if you haven't played it already. New Zealand Story, released in 1988. This was the second big budget game I ever bought for my Commodore 64. And I love this game. It's exactly what you could expect from a port from the arcade onto the system. It's got great music, the gameplay is great, and you just want to keep playing it. For some reason though, not everyone likes it, and I just don't understand why. This is a must play if you haven't played it already. Saxion, released in 1986. I remember going into my local newsagents to buy a new Commodore 64 game, and here it was, with that great cover. I got it home, I put the tape into the cassette deck, pressed play, and I was greeted with Rob Hubbard's loader, with the great graphics too. Absolutely blew my mind at the time. And be honest with you, I didn't even notice the game loading up, because it was that good. Beachhead 2, released in 1985. The Dictator Strikes Back. I'm capturing you the first level, and it's in 3 segments. First part, you drop your troops by helicopter, watching the Dictator's gun doesn't kill him. Then the second part, then you run from the first wall to the second wall. And the third part, then you gotta get from the second wall to the third wall, while trying to throw grenades at the gun itself and trying to blow it up to score extra points. The best part of this game, though, for me, it was the first game I actually heard speech in. Awesome game. Robocop. This was released in 1988. I remember this game well because this was my third big box game I ever owned on my 64. And it's a great arcade port too. Great music, gameplay, the speech at the start as well is awesome. What more can I say about it? It's a difficult game, but you gotta love it. And now we're going to look at some Mastertronic games. I got 3 here to show you of my favourites. They're not that well known, but they are great games. First one up, it was Munchmania. This is basically a Pac-Man clone. And I brought Gonos on my joysticks while playing it. In the end I got banned because my dad got fed up repairing them. Subhunt is the second Mastertronics game I want to show you. This was released in 1984, and this is basically a submarine shooter, and your goal is to collect all the divers and try and avoid and kill all the nasty fish. They look brightly coloured, they look innocent enough, but they're not. I have played a remake of it, but for some reason this game always keeps drawing me back. The third Mastertronic game I want to show you is Duck Shoot, released in 1984. I found the original game in my collection the other day, and it is well worn. And there's a good reason for that too, because this was the most played game on my Commodore 64 back in the day. All the family loved playing it, especially my mum. If I was on a Commodore 64, she'll shout up and say to me, "Are you playing Duck Shoot?" And I'll go, "Yeah, I am." And I'll quickly change tapes and put it back on so she can play it. It's a great little game, and it's definitely a must play. The Untouchables, released in 1989. I prefer this version over the Amiga, because the Amiga version is too clunky for me. I remember borrowing this off a friend, and I had it for weeks just constantly playing it and managed to complete it in the end. It's a difficult game, but the music, graphics and the gameplay is great. This is definitely worth a try if you haven't played it already. And last but not least, it's the very first big game I ever bought, and it was Rainbow Islands. I had to save every penny I had for this game because this game wasn't cheap. It was £10 at the time. And we had to order it from the actual computer shop where the Commodore 64 come from. But it didn't disappoint. What a game this is. It's the best arcade port I think is on the Commodore 64. I remember playing this downstairs on the big colour TV with all the family watching me. I managed to get to the final boss, but just could not defeat him. This game holds a lot of memories for me, and I still got it on display to this day. Great game. Thanks for watching, and happy 40th birthday Commodore 64, and also thank you for the memories.